Namaste everyone and welcome back. Today we are talking about the karma hopscotch. Karma is one of the most revered, well-spoken words which we often use. It is feared by those who create victims of circumstances, and it is hoped for by those who feel victimized, not just by the circumstances, but the people who created the circumstances. It isn't a religious term. A lot of people think karma is a religious term. It does originate from Hindi, but it isn't a religious term. It is more of a moral ground zero. That's what I think karma really is. Let me make it very simple for you. When an event occurs, how you react to it, how you deal with it, given a situation, decides your karma. For you, you may be doing what you feel is best. It may be spur of the moment, it may be an immediate reaction, but at the end of the day, if it is something that doesn't sit well with someone else, it will automatically give you negative karma. It won't be something which you can take back, obviously, because the moment has passed, the time is gone, you have done what you had to do. But the bottom line is, it is how you deal or react or act in that particular situation, given that event, that decides your karma. Karma is like a boomerang. I'm going to cite two examples, one good and one not so good. It always comes back. That is why we're equating it with a boomerang. Just like you throw a boomerang, an Australian weapon made by Aborigines, it comes right back. Now, the first example is actually something that I have experienced. There is a beautiful Gurudwara called Bangla Sahib in Delhi. I was working in the service industry at one point of time, and I was there's a roundel, and bang in the center is where Bangla Sahib is. So my taxi was taking that roundel where I saw an old couple very close to feeble. The man looked still a little straight. The woman had a stick in her hand, and they were trying desperately to cross the road. Now, if anyone hails from a metropolitan like Delhi, where the traffic is going as fast as if you press a fast forward button in a remote control, it is very difficult for youngsters to cross the road, leave alone an elderly couple. So I requested my taxi to park on one corner. I crossed the road and I asked them if they'd like me to help them. Grudgingly, they accepted. I helped them cross the road, and it was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, because I'm not very fond of roads or traffic, as you all know. Anyway, before they left, I touched their feet. In India, when you show respect to elders, you touch their feet. So when I touched their feet and did namaste to them, they blessed me, and the gentleman said something to me in Punjabi, which I could decipher for once. What he said was, "May someone be as kind to you as you were to us today." At that point of time, you're young, you have meetings to attend, you have targets to meet. Being in marketing, it was difficult to remember all the good parts of the day. Every time you're racing against the clock. Anyway, so I reached my office, I had my staff together, we all sat down, had this quick meeting where after briefings happened, and suddenly I realized that I was supposed to be someplace else, and it was just not possible for me to reach that office in 20 minutes, because it would have taken over an hour for me to race against the traffic. It was just not possible. So I picked up the phone to say that I won't be able to come, I'm sorry, and can we reschedule the meeting? It was amazing that I got a call from the operator saying that so-and-so office is trying to get in touch with you. And I said, oh my God, I've done it. And when I took the call and I was ready to give an explanation, guess what happened? The gentleman who was supposed to be the head of the meeting spoke with me and said, if it is okay with you, let's video conference, because I know that you're going to have a very hectic day. You have, deadlines to meet, and being the end of the month, it's going to be tougher. So, and we're in the other end of the city. So, if you want, let's video conference. And I said, and he was one of the strictest, people in the business. So I asked him, if you don't mind my saying, are you busy, or we could reschedule and I can come in the afternoon? He said, no, I see you running from pillar to post every day, all the time. So I just thought, let's give this girl a break today. You see, always comes back. Another example of karma. But this is not a good karma example. It's more of a bad, you're in so much trouble karma example. Well, a couple split. This lady had a whole lot of friends who, well, they originated from being the gentleman's friends, and all of a sudden he found himself completely isolated. It was awful, because we knew the family from distance, and it was terrible to see, because it was almost like his door would never close, because the moment the door would close, there would be a ding dong, someone else would land up. And it was sad to see that the moment this tragedy hit their life, she siphoned off all his friends, bad mouthing him. And well, we don't have much to say about these friends, because they seem to believe her. Anyway, unfortunately, I never got to meet the family, but from what I hear from my relatives is that one fine day, one of my relatives found her shopping for vegetables in a mall, and she was in the frozen foods section, and chatting her up, she was like, why don't you join me for coffee? And my relative said, well, you are surrounded by so many friends all of a sudden now. Why would you want me to come? I wouldn't want to impose. And she said, they've all left me. And she said, why? What happened? And she said, no, well, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because, they don't want to be seen with me, or yada yada. The bottom line is, why are you shocked that people have left you when those friends were not even yours to begin with, because you never showed them your true colors? And if you siphon off someone's happiness, do you really think you can retain it? Because if you do, well, not so smart up here. We are tuned in such a way that we use our brain in the best way possible, in the most let's use the term lucrative. Yes, let's use the term lucrative. So we use our brain in the most lucrative form possible, so that we have the advantage in every situation. Now, I know that I'll be ruffling quite a few feathers, but we are going to be truthful and honest in this video. Karma does not care what your take on a matter is, what the truth as per you is, because my truth may not be like your truth. It may be a shade lesser, a darker or lighter, but our renditions, what we feel is karma, is very simply put, unaware or completely devoid of how you feel. Okay, I am being truthful and honest, so karma is going to be on my side, negative. It doesn't happen like that. It never has, and it sure never will. So trying to fool yourself into saying that I did this, and so karma is going to be on my side because I speak the truth. You may speak the truth. You may get the award for the most truthful person. But if your action is not palatable by karma, you've gotten the negative boomerang, and it's going to hit you right here between the eyes. So watch out for that.